What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one will break down what's going on with the overall market, why the market is seeing some crazy volatility, and also what's going to happen for tomorrow as we have more data dropping that could cause some big moves for NIO. But before I break anything down about all this information, before I talk about what's going on with NIO, SPY, Tesla, and the QQQ, let me just mention a couple of things before starting. I am firstly not a financial planner, so make sure you take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. The offer ends very soon. It ends in just about 5 days, so check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. Looking at NIO is down 1.56% for the day, getting a bit of a rug pull. But the question is, why did NIO move the way it did and what's going on with the markets? Well, I just want to warn everyone that the market is going kind of mad right now. When you zoom out of the charts, for the last couple of days, we saw some crazy volatility on SPY. Let me just pull up TradingView just to show you even more volatility. So basically, if we go back to I don't know, for example, we have like Tuesday right here, not even just Tuesday, maybe as recent as like Monday. The market got this pump on Monday. Then Tuesday came and we got this massive rug pull after the banking news came out. The market came down very hard, got a huge bounce, and then going into Wednesday, we saw the market get a huge rug pull, huge bounce, and another drop. It was going crazy. And now looking at today, we got some bullish CPI numbers. The market got a crazy pump, but this was just a trap set by the market makers and the institutions for retail, because then they rug pulled the market very, very hard, a huge rug pull all the way down to 444 for SPY before we got a little bounce, and then we came back down. Remember, the CPI numbers were good. Of good news, good numbers, the market got a pump and dump, a crazy dump. I just want to remind everyone that this market is going crazy. The market is quite capricious, and they are making it very difficult for people to predict how the market is going to move. So, the best thing to do is don't forget you must quickly secure profits when there's like signs of a turn or something like that. Not financial advice. I'm just saying, like, that's one strategy. Scalping could work very, very well, and simultaneously you have to learn how to read the trend by looking at bigger time frames like the 30 minutes, the 1 hour, and etc. So you have to be able to read the trend yourself in a crazy market like this, because the market can make some crazy moves, and when these moves are made, we can anticipate altercations to the price action, which is designed to trick retail. Now, when SPY made these moves, right, we had this like falling wedge, a very small bounce off it before it came down. When these moves were made, basically, this impacted NIO, it impacted Tesla and the whole market. And these people are trying to trick retail. They're doing all these different things to make it very difficult. The market's just going mad. So you have to be able to read the trend. You have to be able to be prepared to secure profits quickly. And you have to be very, very flexible and adaptive in a market like this. You have to be fast. Okay, I want to make that as clear as possible. Now, I'm saying this because for tomorrow, we could see something similar. You see, CPI came out, the market pumped in the morning, then they gave us this rug pull. Well, for tomorrow, we have the PPI report coming out. So, not yesterday, today we had CPI, right? That's the consumer price index. Tomorrow, we have the producer price index coming out. We want this to be very close to expectations. If we get a good PPI report, the market could get a pump, and I think the odds favor that in the morning. But even if we get the pump, if you are going to trade it, remember to get in and get out quickly, because you never know if they're going to reverse us. And when you want to get out, you want to see signals of a potential reversal. You want to be very, very open minded and very, very flexible, because you never know if they're going to pull off another stunt like that again to trick you or as many retail investors as possible. So you want to get out quickly, just in case. And on top of that, uh, I would stay in the trend if the trend tells me to stay. I would exit if there's a signal of reversal, just like what we saw today. Not financial advice. I'm just trying to make that clear, because you have to be prepared just in case they pull off some stunts again. These people are trying to trick retail, they're trying to take money from you. You have to be very careful. Now, as far as NIO goes from a fundamental basis, NIO Germany launched its seventh power swap station, which is once again bullish news for NIO. They're continuing to open more stations, and pretty soon they're going to continue growing. I'm very excited about this. As far as trading view goes, there's some talk right over here about not trading view, sorry, Tradedics. The price price ratio is dropping a little bit more for NIO. That is a bearish signal. And we're starting to see that Fridays are green only about 53% of the time, so nothing too crazy. And then to add on to this, the short interest went up before it's declining a little bit, so there's nothing too big there, but it is still higher than before as NIO is starting to slow down. To add on to this, the overall volume was about 55 million, a little bit lower than average, so that's also worth noting. So what can I tell you about NIO for tomorrow? What can I tell you about the markets? It's going to be hard to predict because the market is going all over the place, okay? Just to be clear with you. But I can tell you what I think is very probable and some very important levels to watch for. Tomorrow in the morning, when PPI comes out, there's a good chance that the market is going to bounce because once again, uh, we've been stuck in a range going back and forth for the last couple of days. You can see we're just bouncing back and forth and back and forth. So that's a signal we could see something like this. The PPI report coming out is going to be similar to the CPI report. So we might see a monstrous pump again, a gap up and a pump off PPI. We could see SPY retest 450, if not 452, and then we might get a rejection. If they pull the same stunt again, they might try to smack the market down, continue to play their games to trick people, make it more difficult for them. And if they do the same thing, we're going to be looking for a balance at the end of the day and some more crazy price action. So make sure you watch support and resistance levels. I actually have all the supports here. 450, 452, and then 448 are going to be some resistance levels. For support, if we do end up at 450, you're going to be watching these levels below, such as 449.5, the 448s, 447.5, 446.5, and the list goes on for SPY approaching like 444.7. Okay? So watch for volatility. I think we're going to pop in the morning off PPI. I think the odds favor that. And we will see if we continue to go. We're going to see if we reject or not. If we do get a big rejection, watch supports very carefully just in case they try to play some games. Now, this will relate to NIO in just a few minutes, so bear with me. For Tesla, it's the same thing. This thing pumped and dumped many, many times. If you look at how Tesla is moving the last couple of days, it's been kind of range bound, going back and forth and back and forth. So for Tesla, here's what I'm saying. They might try to pump Tesla again. They might try to pump Tesla up to about 250 or so in the morning if we get a decent PPI. If it's a bad PPI, then the opposite could happen, but I'm leaning more in the direction of a good one thanks to CPI. Then they might rug pull Tesla and bring it all the way back down to this like 242 area, then possibly even 240. Then they might try to pump it a little bit off 240 as support is still existent over there. And we'll see if Tesla could hold around there or not. We could see some more volatile price action, maybe even a red day tomorrow, so be very careful. So watch for that pump in the morning, then a potential dump. We've been doing this for the last 3 days. There's a good chance it could happen again. And if this isn't the case, watch support and resistance very carefully because this market is wild. For the triple Q, this is looking like it may try to see some upside by tomorrow morning. Looking at the current structure, we formed a bullish divergence on it. So we're going to be looking for another bounce on the triple Q. We might see a retest of 372, if not 374 tomorrow morning, a rejection of that for it to come down. We will see how low it goes depending on what they try to cause. So watch all these support levels once again if we do end up coming down. So if we hit 374, you're going to be watching 372, 370, 368, and the list goes on as support. And then a bounce off of that is going to help this thing hold. For NIO, what does this all mean for a NIO stock? Here's your answer. For NIO, okay, I am seeing signals of a bullish divergence developing on it. We might see NIO get a pop all the way back up to this like 13.7 area, 13.7 or so. Gap up with the PPI report, maybe get a pop just like today. Then if they try their stunts again, their little tricks on retail investors and etc., we could see NIO come right back down into the low 13s and then try to bounce off that and trade very sideways again. I think it's going to be a very flat close for NIO, but when you zoom out of the trend on the 4-hour time frame, it is looking more bearish so far. It's been continuing to downtrend, so I do think it may have a flat Friday, but there is still risk of more downside moving forward. We still have these important support levels to watch for, such as 13 and like 12.25, and not to mention the 11s. So we're going to be watching those very carefully to see how this ends up playing out. On the daily charts, don't forget that it's also getting a bearish cross on the daily. So I am anticipating a flat day. It could be a little red, but more towards like a flat day for tomorrow. A pop, then a drop, and just very sideways choppy price action. And we're going to be watching how support holds on our daily 20 EMA. If it breaks below this, that's going to be another bearish signal. I think it may try to hold for tomorrow, but just note, I don't lean in the direction of NIO getting a big bounce. I lean more in the direction of a pop near open, a slowdown if the trend does continue, and a very sideways day after that. And I am leaning a little bit more bearish, if not flat, for tomorrow based off this trend, based off what we're seeing on the daily, the 4 hour, the 30 minutes time frame, and all these other levels. All right, guys, so that's what I'm seeing for NIO for the time being. Make sure you're ready for some volatility in the morning. It's going to be pretty wild as we have PPI coming out 1 hour before the market opens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be very entertaining. Make sure you're ready, and we will see what the market does. I want to keep this as simple as possible. Thank you for listening. The market is going mad right now. We're seeing SPY making crazy moves. Same thing with the NASDAQ and the QQQ. It's going mad because this is a way for those market makers to make money. When you lose, somebody else is winning. Don't forget about that, okay? And the market could be very tricky during periods like this. When this happens, we have to adjust our strategies. We have to be able to adapt to it. Even when there's a good piece of news, the market could still make crazy moves, such as CPI being bullish. It did not matter. The market still ended up getting a pump and dump. So be open minded to anything. Remain calm, cool, and collected. Watch your signals. And don't forget to zoom out when you are in doubt. Meaning, if you're looking at the 5 minute, you're not sure what's going to happen, look at the 30 minute, look at the 1 hour. Look at the 4 hour, see what the trend is suggesting, and then watch support and resistance. Look at your supply and demand zones and do what you have to do. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And don't forget what I'm predicting, a potential pop tomorrow thanks to PPI. I think that's very probable looking at how the market moved after CPI came out. And then we'll see what happens after that. They could still dump us once again. It all depends on PPI and what they try to cause at resistance if they do try to cause more trickery. Okay? So watch for a pop on NIO, a potential drop, and then some sideways price action. Could get a flat close, maybe a red close because of the daily and the 4 hour trends. But regardless of all of this, if NIO has a strong end in deliveries for the end of the year and NIO continues to grow, it's going to be okay. They will recover, things will improve, and we have to be prepared for that anyways. All right, so have a great day, everyone. NIO in the market to the moon as the long term is still incredibly bright, and peace out.